Welcome to westgateworks.com. How to make cement spheres, including making a sphere machine for about $200. This is the parts list for the machine. Construction of the machine is not really critical. This shows how it all fits together. The first mud guards were inadequate and had to be revised. The sheet metal was spot welded, but pop rivets would work. These are the modified backer pads and various diamond discs used. The backer pads are modified by removing the hook fabric from the front and turning each pad in a lathe to create a concave surface. Then the hook fabric is reattached using contact cement. Rapid Set fast setting products can be purchased from Home Depot. Rapid Set mortar is used for the first 3 coats to create strength, but before using the mortar, it's sifted through a regular kitchen screen to remove the larger aggregates, making for a smoother product. The cement colors on these spheres were mixed with pure Rapid Set cement, the purple bag. Unfortunately, it is not usually available as a retail product, so Rapid Set water stop can be used instead because it has a very fine aggregate and works about the same. Regular cement coloring pigments were used whenever possible, but the spectrum of the colors is very limited. Douglas and Sturgis, located in Richmond, California, supply a large variety of pigmented and synthetic colors for all kinds of artwork. Some of the synthetic colors are difficult to dissolve in water and sometimes react with the Rapid Set cement and change color drastically. This is the first ball, which was not initially ground smooth before adding the colored cement, and also had way too much colored cement applied. This was the first time the machine was used. As you can see, it was very difficult to get the ball to stay in place on the pad because of the angle of the grinders and some necessary speed adjustments. It was just a matter of trying to put the theory of the machine into actual practice. Because the machine is very rickety, it also bounced around a lot and required a lot of attention. This was fixed later by clamping the machine to the table. We're down to 500 grit. So, after a few hours of grinding, the bumpy ball is turned into a sphere. It took this long because there was way too much colored cement used. Also, 150 grit diamond pads were used instead of the 50 grit pads, which have taken much less time. Unfortunately, no image of this finished sphere exists. The spheres are formed using an inflated rubber ball, which is covered with self-sticking sheetrock fiberglass tape as reinforcement. A piece of plywood with nails is used to support the ball for applying the mortar. A small super magnet is taped over the ball filler hole so the hole can be located later. 3 coats of rapid set mortar are then applied with a paintbrush, which is not shown in this video, but can be viewed in the Doodads How They're Made video. An hour set time is required between each set of mortar. After the mortar is set, the ball is ready for the initial grind using 50 grit pads to smooth the surface for applying the color. This doesn't take much time as the mortar is fairly smooth to begin with. This is the finished product after the initial grinding, well, without the glasses. The ball filler hole is located with a super magnet, which is removed to expose the filler hole. All air is removed from the ball with a vacuum pump. A cutout around the ball filler is made as shown in this diagram, and the rubber ball is removed through the hole for reuse. Leaving the ball in the sphere will cause it to crack under atmospheric pressure. The sphere can be suspended with a small hook on nylon fishing line by installing a hanger in the sphere. The sphere hangers are fabricated from 1/4-inch plastic tubing fittings and stainless steel wire as shown in this diagram. A sphere hanger is mortared into the ball filler hole. The small super magnet is fixed in the hanger tubing in order to find its location after finished grinding and smoothing the sphere. The cutout is then mortared back onto the sphere. Some grinding may be required to smooth the sphere if the mortar is too bumpy. This second sphere has 4 or 5 different colors applied, one after the other, and the colors are put on way too thick, which required a lot of grinding. Any kind of application method or technique can be used, a brush, a stick, or the finger. It doesn't really matter. On many of the later spheres, 1 or 2 colors were applied and allowed to cure, and then the sphere ground smooth before adding additional colors. This allowed much better control of the coloration, and also allowed better control of which colors would get smeared together. And now we have 4 different colors of paint of cement on here. We're going to smooth it down again so that we can work on it with some more colors. And that's what's going to happen here. Unfortunately, the final polishing sequence is not included in this video, like so many other parts of this process. But the final steps are basically the same as shown, using diamond pads that are successively finer grit until the sphere surface is as close to a polish as possible. And this shows that progress was made. I learned how to control the ball by flexing the grinder supports, which made the process much easier. It took a while to learn this. The fine polishing of the sphere is done using a dry diamond pad run at slow speed. Because the polished cement is not all the same density, the diamond polished surface is not entirely smooth. To get a nice, smooth, shiny polished surface, I use Airvo Clear Acrylic Spray as a final seal. The ingredients are very similar to Incralac, and it is very durable. This is the second sphere shown in this video in its finished glory. The first sphere shown in the video has no image after it was finished. It was made in August of 2014. These are some of the first spheres that were produced with this sphere machine, showing a variety of colors. Diana had always wanted a copper sphere and asked if I would make one for her. I did. It's spray painted, but she loves it. Some spheres were made for sculptures, such as this one titled "The World's Got the Blues." This sculpture has survived several cold winters. This sphere shows how the colors can be smeared to create interesting color designs. This is a sculpture, Love Nest, where the sphere was made for the sculpture. The sphere and sculpture are colored using a bronze patina process. A thin layer of pure cement and atomized copper in a 3:1 ratio is applied and cured. It is then heated and treated with one of Ron Young's blue bronze patina formulas. These patinas in cement are as durable as pigmented colors. And more patina spheres, some with various metals embedded in the cement for effect. These spheres are suspended in the garden using the hangers and nylon fishing line. They sway in the wind and are a nice addition to any garden. And some spheres end up indoors and make folks very happy. This sphere is 17 inches in diameter and was one of the last ones made. It ended up with a very good polish and a good coat of sealer. This sphere is the largest sphere that was made at 20 inches. A medicine ball was used for the form. Because of the large diameter, it was not round and I wanted to discard it, but Diana insisted that I give it to her. So I added another coat of mortar to smooth it out a bit and added a rod through the center of the sphere with the mounting thread at the bottom to support it. I put it in her garden and she colored it with acrylics to her liking. Surprisingly, it has endured several heavy winters. This was one of the last spheres made with this machine in March 2015, after which the machine was dismantled. Looking back on this cement sphere making process, it is worthwhile to build a sphere machine. A stable and easily adjustable frame with powerful slow-speed DC motors that can be accurately adjusted would solve the operational problems that plague this design. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.